What's up, Swig Squad? T with the Diva here. And I just wanted to revisit this Shedeur Sanders debacle again. I did a short on it earlier this week, but in wake of doing just a little bit more research on the situation, it is very sad to me. It is a very unfortunate situation, and it lets us know that we still have a long ways to go in this country when it has to do with the comparison of the two races. So, Shedeur Sanders was easily one of the top 3, if top 10 at best, to be picked for this 2025 NFL draft. Cam Ward, the talk was Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, and Shedeur Sanders. And even though that quarterback space, a difficult slot to fill in the draft, he was still not picked until the 5th round and the 144th person picked out of 257 draftees. They are claiming, I'm hearing everything from he's just too arrogant, he didn't do well on his interviews. Deion Sanders has to blame for this because he went too far, bragging on who he was too good for, and what team he should go to. I really feel like this is a way to say, stay down, boy. And I feel that way because there was a conversation that stated that Archie Manning, the father of Peyton and Eli, had done the same thing, allegedly, speaking on his sons and their abilities and their strong suits. And it's always viewed when an African American man speaks about his talents, just talks about what he think he's worth, just simply speaking of their work ethics, the way that they know that they can perform. And when you work hard, you should be able to discuss working hard, what your work ethic is, your daily routine, how much you run, how fast you run, how far you can kick, how much you can catch. Like, all of those things are things that when people work hard, they should be able to discuss that in length if necessary. I believe that when our Caucasian counterparts speak highly of themselves and their work ethic and the things that they've done, it's just said that they're confident, they're self-aware. And I think it's expected of our African American men when they are outperforming and performing very well in a sport or an activity. We have to be quiet about it. We have to be humble. We are not able to, speaking of our talents and our abilities, is not looked at as a strength. It's looked down upon. It's looked at as a negative. Because if we're speaking highly of ourselves, we have to be saying that someone else isn't performing as well. But not so much for our Caucasian counterparts. This young man had outrageous numbers too well to be the 144th pick out of 257. And especially when the Mannings, Archie Manning, Peyton and Eli's father, when he has already done his boasting and his bragging on what he felt his sons were able to and what they would do and how they would perform, which from what I'm hearing, they've definitely carried out what he said they would do. I don't know why that is a problem. It seems like when we're speaking highly of our children or ourselves is frowned upon. Not only did they humiliate this young man by pulling him way, way later in the game, when they did that, they affected his pay. They affected his bonus, his endorsements. Although he looks very good on paper, although he's outperformed many in this sport this year, although he's done more than shown his ability to thrive and to earn the top spot in this draft, they humiliated him by showing him that they could all choose him a lower. He is picked in the 5th round, and he was 144 of 257 draftees. Not only was he drafted very low in the draft, he also was pranked. So he was pranked by the last name of Albright. Whatever it is that his dad do, this supposedly 21-year-old young man thought it was clever to go ahead and prank Shedeur and call him to prank him and say that he was picked in the draft. I don't believe it was him. I believe that it was his dad, allegedly, but I believe he just took the fall. And had that been one of us, had that been someone African American who had performed a prank as such, it would have been appalling. It would have been urban. It would have been ghetto, unacceptable. I don't understand. This is just crazy. These thugs just do what they wanted. It would have been all kinds of no way. And they were fined by the NFL, and they had to deliver an apology to him and young man advised that he apologized, but I believe he just took the fall. He was already humiliated in the draft. And then he also had to be humiliated in this prank, a prank that an organization as large as the NFL allowed to, because I'm serious. Nobody can tell me that this 21-year-old boy just started doing that on his own, and he saw Shedeur's number on an iPad of his dad's, and Shedeur said he had just got a new phone and just had a new number. I do not believe that young man participated in this prank. It was initiated by him, well thought out by him, and all done by him, period. I do not believe this. I believe that his dad, allegedly, and a couple of his friends had to have something to do with this. And I just feel like they felt that they were going to, will show him. And I feel like he should be compensated for in some fashion. Pain and suffering. He's already humiliated. And the way that this young man has held himself throughout this whole ordeal, every time I see any pictures or postings or film or anything of him, he's always holding his head up high. He's always smiling. He has not cursed anybody out as far as I've seen. He's totally held himself as a responsible, respectful young man, in my opinion. I cannot see this man being in these interviews and acting in the way that they stated that he's act. Like he didn't answer any of the questions right, and he just was so arrogant in the interviews. I don't believe this. I do not believe this. I believe that they feel like when we speak highly of ourselves and of our persistent and consistent work ethic and blood, sweat, and tears that we put into this sport, we become a weapon. They have a problem with us, and they feel like they have to show us. But when our counterparts do it, it's just them speaking highly of themselves. They're just, you know, showing us what they are and what they can do. And I just really feel like this young man got a horrible short end of the stick. I feel like he was treated barely unfairly. And I think that he should be looking for a lawyer and possibly going after the league. It really puts a bad taste in my mouth. Like, I don't think I would take the NFL draft serious again. Especially when they're doing things like this, and they're sabotaging possible top 5 players, and they're doing stuff like pranking a large wild organization like this is allowing pranking to go on as if it's an episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is they just gonna deal with the same type of drama. And every time we do something, dance in the end zone, or we want to display our culture in a way that they don't know, or they don't understand, it has to be described in a negative connotation. It has to have a negative tone to it because they don't understand it. But then when they try and pull off something like this is okay, this is fine, and oh, we apologize, oh, we're sorry, and that's it. It's horrible to me. I feel horrible for Shedeur Sanders, and I think they should really reward him for his hard work. All right, Sweet Squad, let me know what y'all think. This is Tea with the Diva.